Here are the best controller settings. Quickly drop a like, and if you subscribe and comment down your Epic Games username, I'm adding one person from the comments to gift them a free skin. Coming in straight away for ADS or aim down sight speeds, what I want you guys to be using is actually the new strongest aim assist absorber, which is actually going to be 8% for your horizontal speeds, and for your vertical speeds, I also want you guys to be using 8% because what this is going to go ahead and do is actually be slow enough where it's actually picking up the aim assist in the latest update, but it's also not too fast where you to go ahead and skip over the players. So this should actually give you the strongest aim assist when you aim down your sights. Now for something like toggle sprint, what I want you guys to do is actually go ahead and turn this off because you do not want to be ahead and actually toggling sprint. You want to always have the sprint by default. You want to have that on so that you're always sprinting. And now what it's going to go ahead and do is actually free up the left stick. Now if you look in here, my actual binds, I actually have the left stick as my edit button. Now what it's going to go ahead and do for you guys is if you have the left stick as your edit button, you can keep your fingers both on either stick, the left and the right stick, but what you're going to be able to do is actually edit, so you'll be able to look around and move while editing. So especially if you do not have a scuff controller and you play claw, then this is going to be very beneficial for you guys. So if you want to go ahead and turn on sprint by default, definitely make sure to go ahead and do so. Sprint cancels reloading, make sure to turn this off because obviously this is going to actually go ahead and combat the sprint by default option. So if you have sprint by default on, then you can't have sprint cancels reloading, otherwise you'll never be able to sprint. Auto open doors, this is a very useful one for you guys. Auto open doors, make sure this is turned on, guys. Definitely make sure this is turned on because if you ever fail an edit when trying to edit and you by accidentally edit a door, then what it's going to go ahead and do is you will just walk straight through the door because it will automatically open the door if you fail that edit. Now next up, looking down here, a very specific one is preferred item slots. You want to go ahead and configure this, guys. Now what I want you guys to use are the new best item slots. Is you want to go ahead and turn this on for a start, and now loadout slot 1. You guys need to get this in your head, and basically every time you pull out your pickaxe and hit RB or R1, whatever it is, to get across your gun, the first gun you're going to go to, you want it to be your shotgun, because if you're ever in a pickle and you're in a box, you need to hit this button once and you'll be straight at your shotgun. So definitely slot 1, put it at your shotgun. Slot 2, put it at your assault rifle, because then it will also work a bit like an SMG, but it can also work like a AR at long distance. Slot 3 and 4, I want you guys to use consumable items, because what this is going to go ahead and do for you guys is have 2 bandages and then the least important slots. And then slot 5 is utility, such as a grenade, so you can easily access that if you need to, just by hitting LB once or something like that. Now when it comes to the building tab, I need you guys to go ahead and have all of these settings turned on. Reset building choice turned on, disable pre-edit option, turbo building, and confirm edit on release. What you're going to go ahead and do by having confirm edit on release turned on, you're then now going to go ahead and actually have to hit left stick once to edit, and then select it with RT or something, and then it will instantly confirm it, and it's actually going to boost your edit speed if you do play on controller, so it's definitely worthwhile having that on, guys. So coming down a little bit further, contextual tips, you'll definitely make sure this is turned to off, because you do not want tips popping up on the screen, because you guys definitely know what you're doing, and when you're playing, you do not want stuff coming up on your screen. And all this other junk down here, we do not really need to touch it, except from tap to search / interact. I need you guys to actually go ahead and switch this to on, because by having this on, what's going to go ahead and happen is you can press the X button or square or whatever it is on your controller once, and it will automatically open the whole entire chest for you or something like that, rather than having to hold it down. And this means it is more efficient because it's relying on the game's software rather than your own finger, whereas if you could go ahead and hold it down and slip off of it, it might cancel it, whereas instead now you're going to have to go ahead and press it once and it will do the whole entire thing for you. Next up is replays. If you want to get lower input delay when connecting your controller to your console or PC or whatever it is, replays, these need to be turned to off, because what it's going to go ahead and do is in the background it will be recording your gameplay, and you do not want to be recording your gameplay because this will just go ahead and add to your PC or your console's lag. So just go ahead and turn all of these off, and trust me guys, I know what I'm talking about. It's going to improve your performance. So going across the HUD scale now, what I want you guys to go ahead and do is actually have this at 75%. This is small enough where it's going to be very competitive for you and you can see a lot of your enemies on your screen. However, it's not going to be too small where you're not going to be able to see all your items. And then scrolling down here, all the reticle and all this good stuff, you want to leave this all on, because there's really nothing that you do not want to be turning off, because if you're playing competitively, you need to be seeing every single setting in your game to make sure that you're competing up to standard. Next up, volume. What I need you guys to be using is 100% for your main setting. This is the main setting. It's going to go to your headphone, and you need to have 100% on. Music. You do not need to be listening to music when playing, so put this on 0%. Sound effects. This is going to be things like footsteps and gunshots. You need this at 100% and maximum capacity. Dialogue. You do not need that. 0%. voice chat. This is going to be your friends and anyone talking over you in a scrim that could be delaying you hearing a footstep. You do not need, but you also need to hear your teammates for communication. So put this at 75%, so it's not the priority. Sound quality, I need you guys to switch this to low because you cannot hear a difference in sound quality. However, it does affect your Xbox or PS4's performance, where it actually may give you a better performance like FPS or lower input delay. 3D headphones, only actually have this on if you do have 3D headphones, guys. There's really no need to have this on if you do not have that. And other than that, in the audio tab, there's really nothing more you need to change. And now coming back to this tab right here, here are my controller binds. If you'd like to note them down, you very well can do. Just go ahead and copy them down. Coming across to the account and privacy tab, show social notifications. This is the only one you need to turn off during this setting here, and you just need to switch this to off, because what this is going to go ahead and do is no settings or notifications will pop up during while you're gaming, distracting you and potentially making you lose a gunfight. Right, next up, coming to the actual controller settings of the video, Deadzone. What I need you guys to be using is actually 8%, so similar to the ADS, the Deadzone, you also want to be using 8%. This will give you no stick drift, however, it will also be low enough where you get the most efficient usage and low input delay, so this is definitely the best middle ground. Now, foot controller, if you actually have this setting, it's actually a bit of a secret setting. A lot of people don't know about this. Turn this on and then set your dead zones to 1% for each, and this is going to go ahead and allow you to get the best and most efficiency out of your controller, and it'll give you the highest input delay. Next up, you want to turn on use advanced settings. Now, it's going to give you a little warning here, but do not stress, because I'm going to give you the very in detail settings you need to make sure you have the best controller settings. So just go ahead and confirm this. Straight away, off the bat, linear or exponential. A lot of people ask me this in the comment section, and what I need you guys to go ahead and use is actually exponential. It has turned out that recently the most aim assist has come from exponential. However, if you would like to go ahead and use linear, it may not get as much aim assist. However, it is very responsive, so you can use that if you'd prefer, but I actually use exponential because I think it has the strongest aim assist. In terms of all the boosts, I think you don't need anything to just have these all at 0%. And now when it comes to our actual horizontal look speed, you guys definitely need to be using 45% for your horizontal and your vertical settings. And then coming up to the build mode multiplier, have it at 2%, and the edit mode sensitivity multiplier, have it at 2.1%. Vibrations, go ahead and turn this off so your fingers are not distracted. And that is it, guys. Those are the settings. So make sure to go ahead and drop a like on the video, subscribe to my channel, and comment your Epic Games username down below, and I'll be adding one person to go ahead and give them a free skin from the item shop, guys. So other than that, click on this video in the top right corner of the screen, and I'll see you in that video up there, guys.